You're standing at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the deepest known part of the Earth's oceans. The pressure here is equivalent to balancing the weight of 50 Boeing 747s on your head. For us humans, it's a death sentence. But for the creatures that call this extreme environment home, it's just another day in paradise. So, how exactly do these deep-sea dwellers manage to survive and even thrive under such crushing pressure? Let's dive in and find out. Let's first understand the immense challenges that deep-sea creatures face. The pressure at the ocean's deepest points is mind-boggling. In the Mariana Trench, the deepest known part of the Earth's oceans, the pressure reaches a staggering 1,100 times that of sea level. To put this into perspective, imagine the weight of an elephant balanced precariously on your thumbnail. Now multiply that by 1,000. That's the kind of pressure we're talking about. But what exactly causes this intense pressure? It's all about the weight of the water column above. For every 10 meters you descend in the ocean, the pressure increases by approximately 1 atmosphere. By the time you reach the Hadal zone, the deepest region of the ocean, starting at around 6,000 meters below the surface, the pressure is enough to crush most land-dwelling creatures instantly. Yet in this hostile environment, an array of fascinating creatures goes about their lives as if the crushing force around them is nothing more than a gentle breeze. How do they manage this seemingly impossible feat? The answer lies in millions of years of evolution and some truly ingenious adaptations. One of the key adaptations that allow deep-sea creatures to survive under such extreme pressure is their body composition. Unlike surface-dwelling animals, including humans, deep-sea organisms have evolved to eliminate air spaces within their bodies. This is crucial because air is highly compressible, while water is not. Think about it this way. If you were to dive deep into the ocean with air-filled lungs, the increasing pressure would eventually cause them to collapse. Deep-sea creatures, however, have no such weakness. Their bodies are primarily composed of water and other incompressible materials, allowing them to maintain their internal pressure in equilibrium with the crushing force outside. Many deep-sea fish have also developed more flexible structures compared to their shallow water cousins. Their skeletons are often reduced or modified to be more pliable. Some species, like the famous blobfish, appear almost gelatinous. This jelly-like consistency allows them to withstand the pressure without being crushed. The blobfish is an excellent example of how appearances can be deceiving when it comes to deep-sea life. In its natural habitat, thousands of meters below the surface, it looks like a perfectly normal fish. But when brought to the surface, where the pressure is drastically lower, it transforms into the droopy, blob-like creature that has made it an internet sensation. This dramatic change illustrates just how well adapted these creatures are to their high-pressure environment and how ill-suited they are to our world at the surface. While body composition and flexibility play crucial roles in surviving the deep, they're not the only tricks up nature's sleeve.
Hey explorers, ready to dive deeper into the unknown? We've got exclusive insights waiting for you. Subscribe to our newsletter now, link in the description. Stay ahead of the tide and never miss a discovery. Now, enjoy the rest of the video.
Deep-sea organisms have also developed a fascinating chemical adaptation, the use of trimethylamine N oxide, or TMAO for short. TMAO is an organic compound that acts as a chemical chaperone, helping to stabilize proteins and other cellular structures under high pressure. As pressure increases, it can cause proteins to denature or unfold, disrupting essential cellular processes. TMAO counteracts this effect by strengthening the hydrogen bonds in water molecules around proteins, effectively creating a protective shield. What's particularly interesting about TMAO is that its concentration in marine organisms increases linearly with depth. The deeper a creature lives, the more TMAO it has in its cells. This correlation suggests that TMAO plays a critical role in adaptation to high-pressure environments. The discovery of TMAO's role in pressure adaptation is a relatively recent one, and it has opened up exciting new avenues of research. Scientists are now exploring potential applications of this knowledge in fields ranging from medicine to food preservation. Who knows? The secrets of the deep sea might one day help us develop new treatments for diseases or create better ways to store and transport food. Life in the deep sea isn't just about withstanding pressure. It's also about surviving in an environment where food is scarce and energy must be conserved. Many deep-sea creatures have adapted their metabolic processes to cope with these challenging conditions. One common adaptation is a significantly slowed metabolism. Deep-sea fish often have metabolic rates that are orders of magnitude lower than their surface-dwelling relatives. This allows them to survive on the meager food resources available in the deep ocean, where sunlight doesn't penetrate and photosynthesis can't occur. Some species take this to extreme levels. The Greenland shark, for example, is believed to have one of the slowest metabolisms of any shark species. This adaptation allows it to survive in the cold, high-pressure environment of the deep Arctic waters, but it also means the shark grows incredibly slowly. Scientists estimate that Greenland sharks don't reach sexual maturity until they're about 150 years old, and they can live for up to 500 years. These metabolic adaptations are closely tied to the high-pressure environment. The increased pressure can actually help to stabilize cellular structures and slow down certain chemical reactions, contributing to the overall slowdown of metabolic processes in deep-sea organisms. While slowing down helps conserve energy in the dark depths, some deep-sea creatures have found a way to illuminate their world, even under immense pressure. This ability to produce light isn't just a beautiful spectacle, it's a crucial survival tool in an environment where sunlight is non-existent. But how does bioluminescence relate to surviving under high pressure? The connection might not be obvious at first, but it's quite fascinating. The chemical reactions that produce bioluminescence are actually influenced by pressure. In some deep-sea organisms, increased pressure can enhance the efficiency of bioluminescent reactions. This means that the same amount of energy input can produce a brighter light output at greater depths. It's as if nature has fine-tuned these light-producing mechanisms to work optimally in the high-pressure environment of the deep sea. Bioluminescence serves various purposes in the deep sea, from attracting prey to communication between members of the same species. The anglerfish, with its famous glowing lure, is a prime example of how bioluminescence can be used for hunting in the dark, pressure-filled depths. As we explore the adaptations of deep-sea creatures to high pressure, it's important to note that pressure isn't the only environmental factor at play. Temperature also plays a crucial role, and there's an interesting relationship between pressure and temperature in the deep sea. While surface waters can vary greatly in temperature depending on location and season, the deep sea maintains a fairly constant cold temperature. This is because cold water is denser than warm water and sinks to the bottom. The average temperature in the deep sea is around 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit. The combination of high pressure and low temperature actually works in favor of deep-sea organisms in some ways. High pressure can counteract some of the effects of low temperature on biochemical reactions. For example, it can help maintain the fluidity of cell membranes, which tend to become more rigid in cold temperatures. Some deep-sea creatures have evolved enzymes that function optimally under high pressure and low temperature. These pressure-adapted enzymes, or pisozymes, are a fascinating area of study for scientists. Understanding how these enzymes work could have applications in biotechnology and other fields. While some creatures have adapted to life permanently in the high-pressure depths, others have developed the remarkable ability to move between different pressure zones. Lanternfish, for example, are known to migrate from depths of 1,000 meters or more to near the surface every night to feed, then return to the depths during the day. This means they experience a huge range of pressures over a short period. How do these animals cope with such dramatic pressure changes? Part of the answer lies in their lack of gas-filled spaces. Without air-filled swim bladders or lungs, they don't suffer from the same decompression problems that plague human divers. However, these migrating creatures still face challenges. Rapid pressure changes can affect the viscosity of their body fluids and the functioning of their enzymes. To cope, they've evolved flexible cell membranes and pressure-tolerant proteins that can function across a range of pressures. These incredible adaptations to pressure and vertical movement have not developed in isolation. They're part of a broader evolutionary story that has shaped all aspects of deep-sea life. For instance, many deep-sea fish have developed large, highly sensitive eyes to detect the faintest glimmers of light in the darkness. Others have evolved long, needle-like teeth that interlock, ensuring that once prey is caught, it can't escape in the near-weightless environment. Some creatures, like the black swallower, have developed the ability to eat prey much larger than themselves. Their stomachs can stretch to accommodate meals up to twice their body size. This adaptation allows them to make the most of rare feeding opportunities in the food-scarce deep sea. The result is a cast of creatures that seem almost alien to our surface-dwelling eyes, perfectly adapted to life in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Yet, for all we've learned, the deep sea remains one of the least explored and understood ecosystems on Earth. Every dive, every study, every new species discovered reminds us of how much there is still to learn. The creatures of the deep, with their bizarre appearances and remarkable adaptations, continue to challenge our understanding of what's possible in nature. And if you want to dive deeper into the mysteries of the ocean, make sure you're subscribed to this channel.